Force yourself to be consistent, the secret to unstoppable success. You don't fail because you're not talented. Let's be honest. You are talented. You're smart. You have ideas that could genuinely change your life, start a massive business, or get you into the best shape of your life. But you keep stopping. You keep waiting for this mythical creature called motivation to arrive, to sweep you off your feet and make the hard work feel easy. And because it never shows up consistently, you stall. You start, you stop, you start again, and you find yourself right back where you began. The simple, unsettling truth is that most people don't lose to a lack of talent or a lack of opportunity or even a lack of time. They lose to comfort. They lose because they never learn how to force themselves to do what they said they would, even when they don't feel like it. If you've ever wondered why some people seem utterly unstoppable, while others, perhaps yourself included, stay stuck at average, here's the secret. It's not a secret, really. It's the ultimate separator. It is consistency. Consistency is what transforms average people into extraordinary achievers. It's the hinge upon which every single success story you admire has swung. And today, we are going to break down the framework of relentless consistency, how to build it, how to protect it, and how to use it to create a wealthy reality that you deserve. I'm talking about a mindset shift that doesn't just inspire you for 10 minutes, but equips you for a lifetime of success. So let's start here. Be honest. How many dreams have you abandoned just because you stopped showing up? Let me know in the comments. We're going to fix that right now. The framework of relentless consistency. Welcome to the real game. If you are serious about building wealth, mastering your success discipline, and finally achieving that financial freedom you keep thinking about, then you need to discard the myth of motivation. Motivation is a wonderful visitor, but a terrible architect. It comes and goes. What we need is something that stays. What we need is a system. Section 1, the truth about consistency. A muscle, not a mood. The first and most critical truth you need to internalize is this: consistency is not a personality trait. It is not some magical gift that the successful few were born with. It is a muscle. And like any muscle in your body, most people never train it. You see, the world is full of incredibly talented but inconsistent people. They are the ones who get a fantastic start, who have moments of brilliance, who could easily be a millionaire or a top-tier athlete, but they keep stopping. They rely on how they feel that day. Then there is the person with average talent, the one who isn't necessarily a genius, who doesn't have a big platform or massive connections, but who shows up every single day. They write the boring blog post, they do the tedious sales calls, they invest the small amount, they go to the gym on their worst day. And after 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, the talented person is standing still, nursing a bruised ego and a stack of unfinished projects. The average, consistent person has built an empire. Talent gets headlines, consistency builds empires. We obsess over the grand gesture, the sudden breakthrough, the viral moment. But the truth of wealth building, of personal growth mindset, and of real, lasting success is found in the small, unseen, boring things, done again and again and again, that create the life everyone else eventually envies. It's the daily reading of 1 page. It's the 1 hour of deep work. It's the automated investment of $50. It's the 5 minutes spent planning your tomorrow. These actions are individually forgettable, but cumulatively they are unstoppable. They compound, they become your fortune. Let me ask you, what would your life look like 1 year from now if you simply refused to skip the work? If you decided that, no matter what, you would execute on the absolute minimum daily task required to move you toward your biggest goal. Section 2, the inherent challenge. Wrestling with your wiring. Now, if consistency is so simple, why is it so hard? Why does it feel like pain? Here's the scientific and psychological challenge. You are wired to avoid effort. Your brain's primary directive is not to make you successful, but to keep you safe and conserve energy. Your mind loves comfort. It craves the path of least resistance. It is constantly looking for the shortcut. This is why sticking to a hard commitment, whether it's building daily habits for a business or showing up for a tough workout, feels like a fight. It feels like pain, because you are literally fighting against your own biology, which is screaming at you to stop, to rest, to save that energy for a real crisis. When you sit down to write, or open that intimidating financial book, or lace up your shoes when you'd rather stay on the couch, that resistance you feel? It's not a sign of failure. It is the absolute, irrefutable proof that you are on the right path. It means you are confronting the resistance that keeps 99% of people at their starting line. Every single time you choose to show up, despite the fatigue, the doubt, the emotional noise, or the lack of motivation, you are not just ticking a box on a to-do list. You are not just building habits, you are building character. You are developing the kind of mental toughness, the discipline over motivation, that is the hallmark of the truly wealthy and successful. Think of it this way. The resistance is the cost of entry to the next level of your life. You pay that cost with consistency. When was the last time you pushed through the moment you desperately wanted to quit, and came out not just with a result, but profoundly stronger in your character? This is where the magic happens. Section 3. The 3 pillars of forced consistency. You cannot rely on willpower alone. Willpower is like a phone battery. It runs out. Consistency needs to be backed up by a structural framework. We're going to build your unbreakable system right now. Here are the 3 non-negotiable pillars of forced consistency. Pillar 1. Find your why. The fuel source. Discipline without a reason will eventually die. It will burn out. When the inevitable bad days hit, when the market crashes, when you face rejection, if you are only relying on a vague idea of being successful, you will quit. You have to know why you're fighting. What are you building? Who are you becoming? What pain, from your past, from your family's history, do you absolutely refuse to relive? You need a North Star so bright and so vital that the thought of quitting is not just painful, but structurally impossible. Your why is your fuel when your willpower runs dry. It's the voice that whispers, "Don't stop. Remember why we started this." Is your why the ability to hire your parent a caretaker? Is it the freedom to travel the world for a year without checking your bank account? Is it to create a foundation that outlives you? It has to be bigger than you, and it has to be emotional. What is your why? The reason that would make quitting simply not an option? Write it down, put it on your wall. This reason is your first and last line of defense against inconsistency. Pillar 2. Build accountability. The safety net. Here's another myth we need to crush. The idea of the lone wolf entrepreneur. It's a fantasy. You can't do this alone. Nobody can. You need people around you who will not buy your excuses. People who remind you of your greatness and your commitment when you forget. This is about building accountability. Accountability is the external force you use to overcome your internal resistance. It can be a coach, a mentor, a mastermind group, or simply a friend with higher standards than your own. Don't just announce your goals to the world on social media. Announce them to the 2 or 3 people who will genuinely hold you to them. When you know that skipping a workout means a friend is waiting on you, or delaying a deliverable means disappointing a mentor, that external pressure becomes the effortless force you need to stay on track. Consistency becomes exponentially easier when quitting would mean letting someone else down, not just yourself. Use the power of social commitment. It works. Who in your life can you trust to hold you fiercely accountable when it inevitably gets hard? Find them today. Pillar 3. Create systems, not wishes. This is the most practical pillar, and the one that separates the dreamers from the builders. Motivation fades. Systems don't. Your long-term how to stay motivated plan depends entirely on what you do when you don't feel inspired. You cannot wait for inspiration to build your wealth. You must build your wealth through rhythm. This means turning every major goal into a series of automated, non-negotiable steps. We are talking about structure. Structured journals, locked-in workout times, pre-blocked time for deep work, and automated savings plans. Consistency is built through systems, through habits so automatic they don't rely on emotion. If your goal is to write a book, you don't say, "I will write when I feel like it." You create a system. Every day from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m., my phone is off and I write 500 words, no matter how bad they are. Guard your time like it is your most valuable asset. Plan your actions. Turn discipline into a rhythm that is harder to break than it is to maintain. This is the ultimate strategy for achieving success. What's one daily habit you could lock in today? A habit that requires zero thought and just commitment. that would absolutely change your life in 6 months. Lock it in. Section 3. Conclusion. Something truly powerful happens when you stop negotiating with your excuses. You reach a point of momentum, a tipping point. The moment you become unstoppable is not when you have your first massive win. It's when you realize you have done the work consistently for so long that the thought of quitting no longer enters your mind. The discipline is no longer forced. It is simply who you are. You become unstoppable, not because you never fail, because failure is a given, but because you never stop starting again. You build an unbreakable consistency mindset. Every small action compounds. Every ordinary day spent working becomes sacred. And one day you wake up realizing you didn't just reach your potential. You didn't just find success. You became it. Remember the essence of this message. Consistency is what transforms average people into extraordinary achievers. It's quiet, it's patient, it's relentless, but it's the reason every success story, every fortune, every masterpiece you admire exists. When you make the conscious choice to force yourself to be consistent, you stop chasing fleeting motivation and you start mastering momentum. That is the point where faith and success finally meet. So let's bring this home. What's the one area of your life, wealth, health, or relationships you're ready to get consistent in, starting now? If this message resonated with you, if you are genuinely tired of starting over, tired of almost achieving your goals, and tired of waiting for someday, then this is your moment. This channel is for the builders, the creators, the disciplined few who are ready to claim their financial freedom and build a luxury life of purpose. Don't let this be just another motivational video you watch and forget. Make a public commitment. Hit that subscribe button so we can keep building this mindset together every single week. Then I want you to comment below. Type the phrase, "I'm done being inconsistent." Make that declaration a reality. And finally, share this with the one person in your life who needs to move from wishing to doing. Remember this final truth. Talent opens the door, but consistency keeps you inside. Force yourself to be consistent and watch your entire life change. I'll see you next time.